Hi, and welcome to LB0FI India Norwegian Ham Ventures. I'm Morten, LB0FI India. And a little while ago, I got an old radio to play with, and let's just switch the views here. I got this Zodiac M-144 11 meter CB radio. I don't know if you want to call it 11 meter or CB. Let me know down in the comments if I should call it 11 meter or CB. But this is an old radio. And with an old radio, there are a couple of things we gotta take into consideration before we put power onto it. So we're gonna do a couple of things today just to get it ready to take out and get some QSOs on it. First of all, we're gonna open it up and see how it looks on the inside. And you don't really need to know much electronics to do a visual control like this. You just gotta see if everything looks right. And trust me, you'll know if it doesn't. So that's the first thing we're gonna do. And if everything works out there, we're gonna put it on a dummy load and see if it's got some output power in it. And if all those things work out, we're gonna take it outside some other day and see if it works. But first of all, let's get over to the bench and open it up. So we got the radio on the bench here, and I just gotta move the microphone so I can actually see here. And let me show you the screws, because there are 2 screws on this side and 2 screws on this side, and that should be all we need to open to get it out. So let's unscrew the screws and see how it looks on the inside. That's one. That's 2. So that's one side of it. Let's flip it around. And that's all 4 screws. So let's put it down, top up, and open the top cover here. And there's not really much to see on this side of the radio, actually. We got the bottom of a board, so we got to explore a little bit more. Let's see if the bottom part opens up the same way the top one does. And it does. Let's put it down here and see. And we got pretty much a speaker covering everything here. So I'm just going to do a quick visual inspection here. And you don't really need to do it more thoroughly than this. It's just to see that nothing is burned, that none of the capacitors are expanded, just to see if everything looks the part, and it pretty much does. So let's put it together and see if we can get some power on it and see if there's any output power. And it looked right off. That's one side, right? It's not pretty easy to get everything. Or it should be easy, but it wasn't this way. Let's see the screws back in. And that's part 1. Everything looks like it should on the inside. So I guess got to find a battery, a dummy load, and a power meter just to see if there's any output power on it. So let's move over to the bench again and do all of that. And the radio is hooked up to power. We got the radio here that's connected to the cross needle meter here. And on top here, what you can't see is a dummy load. So there's no RF going out. And actually, there's one more thing we need to do in order to see if this works. I'll be right back, because you need one of these. You need a microphone in order to check if there's any output power. So let's hook the microphone up and turn the radio on and see. And twist it around, and it actually works. So we got some audio, and it's on channel 1. So let's just check if this is a 40. Yeah, it's a 40 channel rig. And you can just flip through the channels like this. Let's just leave it on. Let's leave it on channel 14 just for now. We got the power meter set up. So let's see if we got any any output power going, and it's on the 10 watt setting, as you can see. So let's press the PTT. I'm just going to show you here and see if there's any power. And actually, the demo load shows a lot of SWR. It shows a lot of SWR on the demo load, actually. That's strange. Nonetheless, we do have some output power. Let's check the SWR meter on the radio and see what that shows. And as I can see here, there's not really any SWR meter on the radio, but there's a power meter here. So let's see what happens with the power meter. Power meter bottoms out at a little bit less than 3 watts. Not really sure why the demo load shows why it shows so high SWR with the demo load on it. Nonetheless, the CB radio works with about 3 watts out as far as I can see now. So what I'm going to do next is I'm going to put it on an antenna. But in order to put that on an antenna, I need an antenna for the 11 meter band, and I don't. But I got a way of fixing that as well, and that's a topic for a whole different video coming up in a little while. So if you want to see part 2 of this series on the 11 meter CB radio, and if you're not subscribed to my channel, please do that and you'll get notified when that video drops. Also, I'd love it if you leave a comment down below, especially since CB 11 meters is something that I don't know anything about. Like, how do you make your call sign? Do you just make something up? How do you do a QSO on 11 meters? I have no idea. And that's for me to figure out at some other point. But for now, I can at least see that there is a little bit of output power on the radio. So it's worth diving deeper into, and perhaps with a proper antenna. And perhaps with a SWR meter made for CB, although I really doubt that that's going to make a difference though. But we'll try it out, we'll see, we'll dig deeper into that. And please do hit that like button if you like this video. And if you want to support the channel financially, there's a couple of ways down below. I'm not going to say anything more about that right now. And that's it for now, folks. Until next time, 7-3. Or do you actually say 7-3 on CB? I don't know. But anyway, 7-3.